from Lamar. The Ravens QB also had 163 yards through the air and a passing touchdown on the way to a 37-20 win. And after the game, Ravens tight end Mark Andrews said Lamar is no doubt the league's MVP. Fox Sports NFL analyst Michael Vick now joining us. So good to have you here for this topic. So when you look at Lamar last night and that performance, how impressed were you?
I was so impressed. After watching the first drive, I actually knew what the game was going to look like for the remaining of the game. Like, nothing was going to change about the game plan. So in tune, so in sync, poised, calm, and leading up to the game, pre-game, hearing him talk about what he was going to do with the approach, already told me that he was super confident in the game plan and his abilities and what he was going to do. Everything reflected what he said. He went out there and he basically showed us that this position has changed because of him. The offense has changed because of him. And that offense that he's in and what they're building, it's not going to stop. It's going to continue to get better and better. And, come postseason, this is going to be a team that's going to be really hard to stop because what they're doing now, they're not going to do, 5 or 6 weeks from now. They're only going to continue to evolve and get concepts from wherever they come from. And I'm just excited because I just continue to hear John Harbaugh utter the words that Lamar is smart. That means they can, change the game plan each and every week, throw in different plays and give them different options. And he understands what they're trying to do. If you understand what needs to be done, there's no way that you can go out and not execute it, Skip.
He was great. And it just goes to show you, Skip, because you're like, well, everybody wants convention. Everybody wants the Brady. They want the Drew Brees. But John Harbaugh said, screw that. I'm tired of trying to find the guy. Let's find a guy and build a system because this guy is so athletic. Skip, he threw the ball for 3,000 yards in college. He ran for 1,500. So he has some he might not ever be as accurate as Drew Brees. So what? But you look at where he is now. His completion percentage is up 6%. He went from 28th in QBR last year. He's 6th in the NFL now. Wow. And when you can run the football, Skip, is the thing that works well for them is that they always stay ahead of the sticks. As long as you can stay in third and manageable, you don't need to be that 3rd and 15, 3rd and 18, but that 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5. The threat of him running or to him throwing the ball. I saw him throw the football, and Skip and I go back to this again. When I was at the Hall of Fame in August, talking to Ozzie Newsome, who's the longtime general manager, that was his last first-round draft pick. Remember, they traded back up to get this kid. Ozzie said, boy, he's better than you think. He's ahead of where we even thought he would be throwing the football. I said, Ozzie, don't bulljibe me. He said, boy, I'm telling you, Skip, he's ahead of where I thought he would be. And I said, Skip, with his running skills, if he can throw the ball slightly better than what he threw it last year, you're in for somebody's going to be in for a long season. And the thing is, Mike, you watch him, you were a running quarterback, he's slithery. But when he put his foot in the dirt,
he gone.
And jumped through a window, Skip, he gone. Skip, you can say, okay, if he does this against somebody that's not thought of as a mastermind, he did this with Belichick defense. He did. And Coach Belichick always tries to take away A. Baltimore's A is running the football. They went for 210. So clearly he couldn't take A away. And for him to do what he did, man, this was special. He was special last night.
This is amazing.
He's just keep growing. He's growing. He's getting more and more confident. I love the way he get up there and talk. He makes them like, hey, I let one get away. He threw a pass to Mark Ingram. He knew that's me. That's me. I come back. This kid, Skip, we had this discussion, I think, about 3 weeks ago. Say, Skip, if you're not careful, he's going to be the best quarterback in that draft class. And he's right now. It's hard to argue. He's going to get some MVP. He's going to get some MVP votes. He played unbelievable last night. That was his best. This might have been his best grade. Yeah, Skip, he had bigger numbers against Miami, yada, yada. But on that stage, a night game, Sunday night, against that team, this is his best performance thus far.
It was. So I'm going to try to put last night in big historical perspective because it was a very special milestone night in my view. In 1976, a long time ago, I was working right here for the Los Angeles Times, and they sent me for a whole week to hang out with and do a long story on a quarterback at Grambling named Doug Williams.
Okay.
You know Doug Williams?
Know him well.
And he was very special to me, and I got to know him very well under Coach Eddie Robinson. all-time great. And I called a couple of GMs to get their take on him because he was a senior about to be drafted. Did end up going to Tampa, as you recall. But one of the GMs said, don't use my name with this, but black quarterbacks just don't have the mental capacity to make it in our league, which was more of a white league at that point, especially when it came to quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
And Doug Williams became the first black quarterback, obviously, to win a Super Bowl. And what I saw last night, to your point, was a Lamar Jackson who was operating on an extremely high mental capacity level. He was seeing it and reading it and dealing with it on the fly in ways that just took my breath away a couple times, where he was out Belichicking Belichick. He saw it before it happened, and he constantly picked the right guy to throw it to. Now, look, is he the prettiest thrower of the football we've ever seen? No, he is not. Does he have your arm strength that you had? He does not have you. You had a flat-out, absolute cannon. Is he as smooth a thrower of the football as you were? He is not that. But does it work at the highest level? Yes, it does. Efficient. And to your point, put your foot in the ground and go. Listen, he isn't just quick and fast, but he runs with authority, man. He's running with power. I was looking at his neck last night up on the podium.
You see
He's got that big neck, man.
I mean, I'm looking at his stature, and I kind of compare myself to him, and he's a little bigger.
He's just,
at first I thought his frame was
willowy.
It was
interesting.
I don't know.
But it just looks like he's physically fit to do what he's doing. And, you talk about the passing game real quick. It's like when he runs, I get that part. We're accustomed to seeing it. We know Lamar can run. But when he passed the football and every completion that he complete, I'm like, that's progress. That's progression. That's progression towards the future.
Can we see one play if we have it? It's a 3rd and 5 play, late third quarter from their 42. This is 3rd and 5. And Belichick, I think it was Steve Belichick, throws a zero blitz look at him where it's just cover zero.
Andrews on the 7.
And he hits Andrews against the safety. And I said, what a sweet, quick throw against, they're all out blitzing. There's no safety.
You recognize
it.
Okay? He saw it immediately. Who's hot? Mark Andrews, who's about, how tall is Mark? 6'5"-ish or so?
He's a big dude,
Throw it to Mark Andrews on the safety, and he put it right where he needed to put it. That is a big-time game-continuing completion where it just kept
And the ball comes out of his hands, Skip. I don't know if you noticed it, Mike. The ball comes out of his hands really easy. I mean, and there are times that, they had rushes in his place. He dropped down 3/4. Charles changed his arm angle. Now you're starting to see the evolution of a guy that understands how to play the quarterback position. He's special.
Doesn't put the ball in harm's way, protect the football, and to his credit, and don't want to jinx this guy in any way. I'm, once again, comparing myself to him. I put the ball on the ground a lot. I got touched. He don't fumble.
Nope, we're not
don't
seeing
cough it up.
And how
protects the football. That's
Skip, you see, they run that quarterback that quarterback ISO where he'll start one way and he'll come back, and you're like, well, okay, that's for 2 yards. And next thing you know, he's got 12. How did he get through that? I mean, that was the same, and they did the same thing against Seattle. Skip, remember, they had him mic'd up, and it's like, John Harbaugh's like, you want to go for the first? They like, yeah, coach, let's go for it. Come on, guys, let's get back out there. They ran the exact same play.
They did.
And he stuck his foot in his left foot, and he came back. And he's through there. They're so quick.
By the way, late in the third quarter, on 4th down, they go 4th and 4 because they trust him to make the right choice and the right throw.
And he threw it when he threw the sneeze.
And boom, here we go. Here's the 4th down play.
I just appreciate.
Okay, that's big time now. This is a big play in this football game. Whew.
Once again, it all boils down to the offense that's been built around Lamar. Lamar's going to continue to play with an edge because he was the last quarterback in that draft, taken in the first round. And that adds fuel to the fire. And whatever it takes to bring out the greatness in you, you gotta take it and run with it. And I think he's going to continue to progress and, hopefully stay healthy, and we'll be treated to some good football from a guy who I consider the X factor right now for a long, long time.
The Skip, Ozzie trading back up to get him. But the biggest thing is when John Harbaugh fired Martin Morningwig and hired Greg Roman. Because Greg Roman had great success running this offense, with Colin Kaepernick.
Sure.
Yes.
And Cap took 49ers. He was the quarterback, and like you said, he was the throwaway from winning the Super Bowl.
He was.
And here he has, Skip, it's amazing feeling because when I was, Jim Foster was my offensive coordinator in 93 and 94. When you have a guy, he says, I'm going to build my offense around you, the tight end, which was unheard of back then,
Yeah,
Skip.
it was.
They built this offense especially for him.
They did.
And he said, you know what? I'm going to repay you tenfold. You had enough to come up in the draft and put me in the first round, and now you got me and you put an offense around.
it right.
You say, this is mine. This is me. Nobody else can do this. Man, that's an unbelievable feeling.
Man.
I can imagine how this kid feels. He's only going to get better. They got Cincinnati this week. Don't have a slip up.
Winless.
That's the one thing you skip, because we see teams come off emotional highs, wins, and then they have a letdown, and a team that's over should go ahead and don't give them any reason to be in the game after the second quarter.
Take care of your business.
Yep. What they're doing is revolutionary. I've never seen anything like this.
It's revolutionary.
Especially this late, because what is it, Skip? It's over. That running style quarterback, that Harbaugh, that what they had in San Francisco, nobody's going to run. You need to drop back. Okay. You need a guy that can, as long as he doesn't put the ball in harm's way and throw the ball well enough. You don't have to see this notion that everybody needs to be Tom Brady or Drew Brees. That's what's Skip, those are generational players. Those are once-in-a-lifetime players. You don't just, oh yeah, he reminds me, let me go get him. No! You better find a guy that can fit. Get you a guy that can fit your system, and you can work with that. Because you keep trying to find Tom Brady, you're going to go belly up.
Yeah.
What a last hurrah for Ozzie.